Today, I thought we would look at what people are Google searching about Disney World and see if we can answer some questions as we discover what people are looking for. Usually my videos are very scripted. I practice. I know what I'm going to say. It's very structured. Today is not that. So I just wanted to kind of go through this because I wanted to show you something. Google Analytics is what most people who have websites use to track their visitors. And one of the things that you can do, like this is a live view of how many people are on the site and what they're reading. And in the early days of having a site, I was always here. I was always looking because you don't know if anybody's reading. So you need to like check. And this is one way that you can check. And so I would always look. And if there are people on your site right now from Google, it will say over here what those keywords are. So people be Googling like, does Disney know how old my child is? Or is Harry Potter at Disney World? All this stuff. And I would be shouting at my screen, no, you can't do that. Obviously that doesn't do any good, but people Google the most interesting things. I actually used to collect them. I used to have posts on the site that was like 10 things people Googled to get here. I don't think those are on the site anymore, but it's always interesting to see what people are asking. So let's look and see what Google says. Does Disney World close? I actually just had a friend that asked me if Disney World is open 365 days a year. They certainly are open 365 days a year. The only exception to that is that they've had to close the parks during hurricanes a couple times. But other than that, they've really been open. Does Disney World have metal detectors? Yes, they do. And when you go into the park, sometimes they have everybody go through the metal detectors, and sometimes you're randomly chosen to go through them. On the last trip I went on, just a couple weeks ago, I don't know if I was ever chosen to go through, but sometimes everybody goes through. So they definitely have metal detectors. I'm a little nervous about the people that are Googling that because why do they care? Does Disney World sell alcohol? Yep. Anybody that's been at Epcot during Food and Wine knows that. Sometimes it's a little more than alcohol going on there as well. Does Disney World allow outside food? Yeah, that's actually something different that most people wouldn't expect, is that you can bring in outside food if you would like. They certainly do allow it. Is Disney World in Florida? Yes, yes, yes. Of course it is. Although one time I had a lady send me touring plans to review. This is in the early days of the site. I used to review people's actual touring plans and make sure they all made sense. And the touring plans she sent me were a mix of attractions from Disneyland and Disney World. And at that time, I hadn't been to Disneyland as much as I have the last few years. So I was confused, like, what are these attractions that I'm not familiar with? And she, for somehow, had combined attractions from both coasts and was creating a touring plan for it. But yes, Disney World is, of course, in Florida. Is Disney World destroyed? Is Disney World destroyed by Hurricane Irma? Nope. Nope. Just a little debris that they had to clean up. But other than that, no big deal. Let's see. Disney World crowd calendar. That is a big one. A lot of people end up on my site to do that. Does Disney World do fireworks every night? Not every night, but certainly most nights. Do they do fireworks in the rain? Disney World is likely to do fireworks in the rain a lot of times. At Disneyland, they cancel them. It is a lot more likely that they'll cancel them at Disneyland than at Disney World. Does Disney World do anything special for Easter? They do. They have some things going on, including Easter services, church services that you can attend if you would like. What else do we have? Does Disney World do payment plans? If you book a package, Disney World will allow you to make payments. So you just put $200 down. This is how I used to do it before I had a website and I always book packages. I would put down that deposit and then make payments because I did a lot of freelance work. So as I would get paid for my freelance jobs, I would apply payments to it. As long as you pay it off before the total is due, you're good. It's kind of like layaway, and you don't have to pay interest or anything like if you put it on a credit card. Disney World, does Disney World do Black Friday? Oh man, not that I know of. I'm trying to think, what do they mean? Like Disney World goes on sale on Black Friday? I have no idea. Where at Disney World? Where is Frozen at Disney World? Where are fireworks characters? Starbucks? Gaston? Wow, lots of questions here. Frozen at Disney World. A lot of these we have answers to on the site. So if they Google them, maybe they'll end up there. Frozen's all over the parks, and including a new Frozen Ever After ride. Where to stay, where to eat, where to park, where are characters, where are Starbucks. I just did a Facebook post about Starbucks at Disney World. It's very confusing because they don't call it Starbucks at Disney World. In the parks, the Starbucks locations are not called Starbucks. They are called different things like Main Street Bakery or Fountain View or Trolley Car Cafe. They all have different names. So that is very confusing because they don't say Starbucks on the sign. What else can we do here? Will Disney World be open this weekend? What does the Google result for that say? I guess it just takes you right to the site. That's so funny. People Google stuff like this. Will it be open next week? Will it be destroyed? A lot of people trying to destroy Disney World. Let's see. Disney World princess requirements. Auditions, for people to try out. Tea Party, Princess for a Day, Princess Tiana. Princess Rooms. Princess Rooms. There are Princess Rooms at Port Orleans Riverside. They have royal rooms. They're really beautiful. One of my favorites there. Princess Requirements, I assume, is about people auditioning. And Princess Tea Party. Yep, that's a lovely one. So what else does Disney, what else can we do? Can you feel the love tonight at Disney World? Can you smoke at Disney World? You absolutely can. They have reduced the number of smoking spots in the parks, which for those of us that don't smoke is good news, but for those of you that do smoke is not great news, but they definitely still do allow smoking. Can you live at Disney World? Sure, if you have a lot of money. There's a community called Golden Oak, and it's basically the Four Seasons Resort is very close to Disney World, and Golden Oak is the community that it's kind of like located in Golden Oak community. I wanted to drive through there and like take pictures of the houses and stuff, but when I went there, all the streets are blocked off and there's no real place to pull over and do that. They're very secure. They get a bus to go to Magic Kingdom. They might have buses there to go other places, but there's definitely a bus stop at Magic Kingdom to Golden Oak. Can you imagine leaving your house and being able to go to Magic Kingdom? That would be amazing. Here's a good one. Can you eat at Disney World without a ticket? Yes, as long as it's not in the park. You can eat at Disney World resorts or Disney Springs, things like that. But if you're going in the parks, you have to have a ticket to get into the parks. Can you swim at Disney World in December? You're going to have to check the forecast. A lot of times you can't because it's a little chilly, but if you're in the frozen tundra of Canada and you go to Disney World and it's 50, that might feel warm to you. To me, that sounds really freaking cold. Can you vape at Disney World? Oh, I don't know anything about vaping. That may not surprise you. I don't know a lot about vaping. Not sure what the rules are on that. Let's do one more. Is Disney World all inclusive? If you buy a package, it is basically, because you have your hotel, dining, and your tickets all paid for, and that makes it a little bit more fun. Is Disney World on fire? I hope not. Is Disney World for toddlers? Sure. Much more than most theme parks are. And Disney World open on Christmas? Yes, open on Christmas. And in fact, everything. If people have to call and make reservations, it's like whoever's traveling 6 months after Christmas Day, they wake up on Christmas and make those reservations 180 days ahead of time on Christmas. So a lot of cast members are working on Christmas. And in fact, our family will be there December 18th to the 24th. So not quite Christmas, but the week before. And we're looking forward to it. So I think that's it right now for answering questions from Google. If you have questions you want to add, feel free to leave them in the comments.